Together, they'll encounter fantastic friends, evil enemies, and meet creatures beyond their wildest imagination. And as their story unfolds, we'll unlock the magic and mystery of a most wondrous place, the incredible world of Pokémon.
Hello. So we need to talk about what is happening in the Pokemon community right now, because shit is getting crazy out there. The Pokemon community is in shambles, and there has never been a worse time to be a Pokemon collector than right now. So to give a little bit of context, in case you are not in the Pokemon community and you're just here as a spectator, the Pokemon hobby was hijacked back in like 2020 by resellers and scalpers and people who were just trying to make a quick buck off of Pokemon cards and take advantage of actual collectors in this hobby and children, and take advantage of children. And us actual collectors in the Pokemon community have kind of just like accepted it at this point. We deal with it, the price gouging, the scalping, the reselling, the scamming, essentially. We've just kind of learned to deal with that and kind of accept that that's where Pokemon is right now and sort of move on. Reselling and scalping in the Pokemon community has gotten very out of hand in the last year or so. I want to say it kind of started with Evolving Skies. Like, Evolving Skies was kind of the downfall of the Pokemon collecting community. Evolving Skies was that set that the guy bought or like stole a bunch of cards from the actual factory and then tried to flip them at a local card shop for like an egregious amount of money. It's also the set where the prices of cards, I feel like, started to just skyrocket out of control. And now where we're at in the hobby is that most collectors have been priced out. Most collectors won't have the cards that they would like to have because they are wildly overpriced. And it's very interesting to me because I feel like cards that have actual scarcity, I can almost understand why the prices are so high for cards like that. As where with any cards from modern sets, to me, it doesn't make sense. There's not a lot of scarcity there. There's a million other people with the exact same card as you, with the exact same Moonbreon. And personally, I think it's not gonna be worth even half as much in the future. I could be very wrong about that, because Pokemon seems to, there's a trend with Pokemon where like the older the card gets, the more it's sort of worth. But we've also seen that have the opposite effect. Sometimes the cards do go up and down, especially with modern sets. So the price gouging in the Pokemon community lately has been, the word I would use is uncalled for. Like I said, there's millions of these cards being printed and everybody's keeping them in great condition. So to me, they're not very special, is basically what I'm getting at. I don't find them to be super scarce or special in any way, and the prices are not adding up for me. I don't understand it. Personally, I would never pay some of these market prices right now for most modern cards. The artworks are beautiful, the sets are amazing, but I just personally would not spend this type of money for modern cards that are not scarce. And now Pokemon has dropped a new set, Prismatic Evolutions. This set, there's a lot of hype around, and of course it's because it has a lot to do with the Evolutions, which are Pokemon fan favorites. And I understand the hype around the new set. I mean, everybody loves Eevee and the Evolutions. It's pretty cool. But in no way, in no way does this set merit a bunch of grown men fighting each other in a Costco or camping out in front of a GameStop in their pajamas so that when the kids show up in the morning to get the cards, there are none left. The scalpers have bought almost every single box of these cards. This set is nowhere to be found in stores. The new 151 sets that have just dropped are nowhere to be found in stores. And it's because grown men have decided they were going to go in, buy as many ETBs as they possibly could on release day, and then go on Facebook Market and Facebook Pokemon buy and sell trade groups and try and sell those ETBs going for between $30 and $50 in the store, right? That's the store retail price. They're going to buy as many ETBs as they can at retail price and then try and sell them for over double the price. I have seen prismatic ETBs selling for $90, $100, $110, $120, as high as $200 for a single ETB. That is criminal, to be honest with you. That is disturbing. This is a set that is being reprinted, by the way. The Pokemon Company released a statement about how they are reprinting this set because the demand was very high for it and the supply was not enough. Here's the thing though. The supply probably was enough had it not been for scalpers going in and buying upwards of 10 boxes to try and then flip for a profit. And not just like a $20, $30 profit, no. We're talking like an $80 to $100 profit. That is insane. I buy and sell Pokemon cards, sealed product, sit on it a while, and then sell it as well. I'm, you know, part of that as well. I do the same thing. But when I do it, it's to further my own collection. It's not just to take advantage of people and make a quick buck. And I also have never gone into a store and just purchased as much of the product off the shelves as I possibly humanly could and leave nothing for anyone else, including children, because can we please try and remember that Pokemon is a children's trading card game. Yes, adults love it. Yes, it's nostalgic for us as adults because we loved it too when we were kids. But this is a children's trading card game before it is anything else for adults. And the children who are collecting the Pokemon cards, by the way, are your future customers, scalpers. These are your future customers. These are the people that are going to be buying those ETBs you plan on sitting on for 20, 30 years when they're older and it's nostalgic for them and they want to, you know, start their own collection of sealed things or get back into Pokemon one day. And unfortunately, you're kind of killing the magic here. You're giving Pokemon a very bad name and you're not making it fun for the kids. The kids are not having fun. And it's because of these people that suck, basically. And guess what? If the kids start to fade out because they can never find cards and new sets that they like and everything's too expensive and their parents can't buy it for them, they're gonna find something new that they like instead. And when they get older, they're not gonna be buying your shit. That's my 2 cents on it. I do think that it's egregious. I think it's horrifying that these people think that like this is okay. They're also just like the worst type of people. Like if you interact with any of these scalpers on like Facebook or anywhere, they are just the worst people to talk to. They really try so hard to justify their actions and think, you know, make them look better. And most of them just resort to calling you a crybaby, which is like, how old are you? Though it's obvious these men are very immature considering they're buying out Pokemon cards from stores and trying to scam people that way. And if you guys really don't know what I'm talking about, here is a video from a Costco where the lady had barely even had a chance to put the pallet down on the ground before people started grabbing stacks of boxes off of her cart and like tackling each other to the ground for them. Like what world are we living in where this behavior is okay? Where this behavior is justifiable? It's not. You all suck. I don't care who I'm pissing off saying that because the people I'm pissing off by saying that are people I don't want here anyway, so cool, bye. I detest everything about scalpers and resellers in this hobby. Now, like I said, Pokemon is printing more of these. There is no timeline for this. It could be a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, but no matter what the timeline is, they're gonna reprint this and they're gonna reprint it hard. Do not buy from these people. Do not buy their products. The only way to stop this behavior and stop these resellers from ruining the Pokemon hobby is to simply stop buying from them. Here's a comment on a video of grown men tackling each other to the ground at Costco. Don't buy from them. Just don't. Here's another one talking about how if we don't buy from these scalpers, they will get bored, they will lose money, and they will go somewhere else. And then this one just made me laugh, just says virgins. Okay, but in all seriousness, don't buy from these people. It is true what they're saying, how if we all stop buying from them, they will go away, they will find something else to scam. Hopefully, they will learn at some point that this behavior is actually pushing a lot of collectors out of the hobby altogether. They are not gonna have many people left to sell to eventually if they keep this shit up. I personally have not bought cards in like a year or two just simply because of all the price gouging, and I'm not really willing to spend an arm and a leg to get a card that there's millions of copies of. That's just how I feel, but when the resellers chill out eventually, I will come back into the card game. But for now, I'm just gonna focus on the fun stuff that makes me happy and is not wildly outrageously priced. The resellers haven't really got their claws into this fun stuff yet. I'm gonna hope it stays that way, but all the bad shit happening in Pokemon right now just sucks, so I'll probably keep reporting on it. I'll probably open cards on here too. So if you guys want to see more Pokemon content from me, feel free to subscribe. I will be making other content too. This is not going to be solely a Pokemon channel or anything like that. You can follow me on TikTok, Strawberry Princess on TikTok. I make some Pokemon content there too and other nerdy shit. And that is all for this video. I love you guys so much. Bye! Also, like, stop fighting each other in Costco. Like, are we okay?